Commence primary ignition.
For Thursday, May 11th, 2023, it's the Serenno Squadcast, the official podcast of the Serenno Squad. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of the Squadcast. This week, we've got the crew with us today. We've got Evan.
What's up?
We've got Paul.
That's me.
We have Wayne.
Word to your mother.
And you have me, Gunner. Welcome once again. And this week, we've got, kind of like last week, more approvals. But then we've also got to talk about May the 4th. As in, May the 4th be with you. As in, I am frozen. What's going on? There we go. All right, cool.
Power
So let's see what we got here. Let's cue the music for some Legion news.
Oh yeah, we're gonna bring him in when it does.
That is the 501st Legion.
Legion news.
Are we gonna burp in the middle of that?
Yeah, he burped him.
We've done how many of these? I've never heard that before tonight.
Yep,
I
pretty
hear
sure.
it every time.
Yeah,
and it's just as obnoxious as last time.
Yeah, well, just a reminder of you burping once that time. Every time.
Glad it's in there every time, forever.
Perpetually. All right,
Do we
so
do a take two on that? Nah, we can't afford that.
Do we ever do a take two? No.
no, not at all. So we're gonna go ahead and check out some of these approvals. Let's see what we got. Oh, whoa, hello.
Whoa.
A little shocking. Wasn't expecting that.
That's a
God, I love
Zuckus right
Zuckus so
there.
much.
Cockroach man.
Cockroach man.
I love the little picture. I think it's
According
great.
according to the thumbnail, yes, he's or the headshot there.
That's like a new thing that we've been doing because like the Jawa approval, sometimes you'll see like the little action figure with the weird like black head.
Oh yeah, and then like the weird clear cube in the top of its head, so the light can shine through and light up the eyes. Did y'all have that one? No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
the Jawa action figure that had the clear cube on its head, so when light shined through it, it lit up its eyes. Y'all didn't have that figure?
No.
Wow,
Yes.
you must.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a-
yeah.
I have a Happy Meal figure that does that.
No. Quiet, you. All right. Yeah. So
The Power of the Force
congratulations.
figures did that.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. It was a 90s thing. BH41814. Congratulations for the approval of
Your head that
Yazuckus.
Is it Zuckus or is it Forlum?
Is Zuckus.
That's Zuckus. Forlom
Forlom
has
is like a
three ears, body,
droid,
but a
isn't
head
it?
that looks like
It-
that.
But you know, originally the figures were labeled the other way around.
Ah.
Is a very there's like three people who are like, I get that reference.
I think it's a really interesting costume because it's like one of those blink and you miss it costumes. So you don't see a lot of them, but man, it is so intricate, especially that head with like all the tentacles and the breather apparatus and the eyes. How do you even see out of this thing? That's a good question that I need answered.
I would imagine he sees out of that front nose metal thing.
Yeah, some
That
maybe
seems awful.
maybe something right there. That could be an eye hole.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Could he possibly see through the eyes? Like maybe kind of on the edge?
I mean, his eyeballs have to be like
Yeah.
right around here. Don't like I'm trying to
If
get
a-
the
if a
human
person who-
anatomy.
If a person who has a Zuckus watches this, comment and let us know. How do you see out of that thing?
Yeah, how do you see out of this thing?
Their response is probably going to be not well.
Well, we're in the 501st, like we get it.
All
I
right,
like
well,
the hands. The hands kind of give me like they look like almost like low poly renders from like a PS1 video game.
they remind me of like lobster fingers or something. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but yeah, congratulations, BH41814. Looks
Nice.
great.
Very cool.
Next, Oh, wow, nice.
Oh, you know I love a Darth Revan, boys.
There they are. There he is.
Damn, that's a good looking one too.
It's nice too. The saber.
Dude's got some
Really-
arms on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. That dude's jacked. He's not gonna use his lightsaber. He's gonna just gonna add like chokehold you out. He's gonna like jump from the top rope and absolutely demolish you.
No, he'll cut you through with that. It doesn't have to be real. You're going to split in two with that.
Well, yeah, and then lightsabers are like equal in strength, so you kind of to be the stronger fighter, you got to have more power to get the lightsaber to overpower the other guy's lightsaber. So I think this guy would be a great Darth Revan.
The mask is like totally what makes it for me. I don't know. There's just something so iconic about it. And
is there Mandalorian like?
Yes. Okay. Let me tell you the story of Darth Revan's mask. So Darth Revan, who was
Get comfortable, people. We'll be here for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't remember like a ton of details, so I can make it brief. But basically, he was fighting. I want to say that the Jedi were fighting against the Mandalorians during the Old Republic era. Obviously, this is where he's from, and this is from the comics. But basically, I think he like killed a Mandalorian woman and like took her mask. So this is like specifically like a Mandalorian female's mask or something like that. It's kind of an interesting story.
Well, that's because Darth Revan's a woman.
Well, the protagonist of KOTOR 2 used to be canonically a woman, but I guess legendarily, they kind of, you know how they do with like video games where you can make choices. Eventually they come along and like they want to do a sequel or they want to do a book series or something, and they sort of just pick the choices that probably make the most sense for the character instead of like you being super evil. They're like, oh yeah, this character does this, this, and that.
Yeah, I always thought the story was best in Knights of the Republic when Darth Revan was a woman. That was always my favorite.
A woman. It's like one of those Samus situations.
I don't know if I ever played.
Am I right?
I don't think I ever played Darth Revan as a woman, but once I did find out that the KOTOR 2 protagonist was intended to be a woman, that I do that playthrough as a woman. Well, I think the last time I did the playthrough, I'm trying to remember if I actually beat the game. I think I did. Yeah, it's weird because like they cut out so much of like the back half of that game that it's easy to be like, wait, did I finish it or is it just so incomplete it feels like I didn't?
Probably both.
But this person's costume is very well done.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yes.
Congratulations to SL42713. I can't talk.
Yes.
I got through it.
Excellent.
Yeah, Evan, thank you for that anecdote on the mask. It was delightful. All right, here we go. Moving right along. Hey, we haven't seen one of these guys in a minute.
Hey.
Or maybe we have. I don't know.
That is a new member.
Oh, and a new member. Congratulations.
Tyrannus.
Welcome, IS52351. And congratulations for your ATST driver approval. It looks great. And that's a good looking blaster.
These are funny because in the Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor games, when you defeat an ATST, the ATST pilot always he pops in Fallen Order. The pilot will pop out. He'll like the ATST will fall and then he'll fall out the hatch. And then he's basically defenseless, but he's like trying to shoot you with his like crappy little gun, and he can't do anything against you. So you just kill him in one hit. But I want to say in the new game, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you like fling him out of the hatch or something. It happens early on in the game, I think on Coruscant.
That sounds right.
Because you don't actually get the chance to kill the ATST driver. Like I feel like it was in the cutscene. Like I feel like it was something kind of crazy. Like he just like flung him far away with the Force or something. But anyway, sorry for your untimely demise, IS52351. But your costume is fantastic.
Yeah, there are plenty of other movies. You'll get another chance.
Just don't mention the Ewoks. He'll be fine.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
yes.
with that suit, you could do a scanner too, couldn't you?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you just lose the helmet and wear a regular hat.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the next approval we saw.
If you've got the white or the tan or gray or whatever color that is, jumpsuit, you might as well.
Yeah. You can do that. Jumpsuit is also used for an AT-AT driver. But I had snaps on mine, so I couldn't use it for both.
Yeah, then you got to use those moon boots and all that kind of stuff.
The moon boots were the best part of that costume. The rest of it was so uncomfortable. Those moon boots are awesome. The worst part of the AT-AT driver is there's no belt. So if you are heavy of midsection, without any like defining feature in the center, it kind of accentuates it all, and it was just not a very.
I've got a defining feature in the center. I'm heavy of weight.
I know. I look at those moon boots, my feet start to sweat.
Oh, they're so comfortable.
Right, moving right along.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we change from a completely different costume than the one we're looking at.
Yes.
It's all right. It's all right. Congratulations, IAS 52.
Congratulations,
Yes. Welcome.
Very well done.
Welcome. One of us. Another new member, of course.
That is a sharp looking TK. And are those bubble lenses I spy?
They are. They are. What I see here is definitely bubble lens.
Hold on. Is this a stunt or a hero?
That could be a hero because the frown is very minimally painted.
Yeah.
So that might be a hero build.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those. Normally the hero build, the brow is lower, which I don't like a lower brow. I like how this looks. Normally I'm like, I don't like the hero helmet, but this I like. And plus the bubble lenses are just, they look so cool. Even though they're so incredibly impractical, man, they really add something to it.
Yes.
So technically in that one, you can't see a thing in it.
Yeah.
No, that TK looks really, really good.
That is a fantastic looking kit.
Congratulations, TK15708 on the approval.
Oh, he's a new member too. Hey, welcome.
New member on the approval of your A New Hope hero Stormtrooper.
You know, it's funny because I don't know if James Silvius may have said this on the podcast when we had him on, but he said that he thought that everyone, like, you had to have TK to be in the 501st. And so I think he started building his because he thought that. So I mean, I think it should be true because it's awesome, but yeah, I always thought that was funny.
It is, I'm sure, a rite of passage in some sense.
Yeah, it definitely is.
You should have at least one basic white grunt costume, especially a Stormtrooper, because number one, they're iconic and it's what people recognize everywhere. Also, the basic white, whether it's a clone or a Stormtrooper, it fits in very well.
Yes. Yeah, and there's so many other things you can do with it too, like, you know, what many people do when this costume inevitably gets damaged, or once the plastic starts to yellow, guess what? Sand Trooper time. Or in a clone, I mean, if you get tired of that, you could start with a white clone, and then you could paint it any number of ways to make it 1,000 different costumes. I mean, yeah, and they look so good in numbers too. Like Stormtroopers, 3+ Stormtroopers at a troop really, I think, ups the ante of that troop. It really makes it feel professional.
Yeah.
You can never have too many Stormtroopers.
Right.
Amen, brother.
All right. Well, moving right along.
Ooh,
there we go. We've got
another gorgeous costume. My goodness, we have quite a repertoire of approvals tonight.
And it's a new member. We have 3 new members in a row.
Wow, that's awesome. 3 new members here. That's cool, man. That's a good looking kid there too.
Granted, this was 6 weeks ago, so
well, he's still a new member.
Yeah, he could have made 2 more since.
He could have made a Stormtrooper by now. Hopefully he did.
Right, yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, congratulations, SL68125, for the approval of your Force Awakens.
Beautiful. I've always wondered, like, how, because I have my Kylo is from several years ago, and I would guess, you know how like I feel like every costume sort of gets improvements over time. Like, you'll log back onto the forums after 3 years, and it's like there's totally different vendors because someone found that there was a different stitch on this part of something or other, and now all the vendors have changed and the material has changed and the dimensions have changed, and yeah, so I wonder how much this one differs from mine.
Sure it does.
No idea.
I mean, it looks better, so I can tell you that it certainly differs somehow.
And he's got the hilt like that. Looks like that might be the actual lightsaber, or you think it's just the hilt?
That's hard to tell. I wish I had a hilt, to be honest.
Right, because it's kind of got a decorative insert. It doesn't look.
I mean,
like...
he could have the blade removed, but
yeah, I think I can't remember now, but I think mine has a blade plug. I might be thinking of my Jedi saber though.
Yeah, they do. They make them. But
yeah,
I wonder. I'm sure.
Look.
Yeah. Yes. Well, congratulations. It looks really good. Looks really good. Let's move right along. Hey, here's something different.
Whoa.
Oh, Culpeper Comic-Con. I did not know that Culpeper had a Comic-Con.
I don't even know what a Culpeper is.
You don't.
Northern Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh, all those little. I wouldn't say little towns, but all those towns and cities all kind of blend together into just Nova.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's that far up. I think it's like northwest.
I'm trying to I think my light is so bright that I can't see Darth Revan's mask, so he just kind of looks like a dark hooded figure, and it looks very creepy.
It does.
So I'm like, wait a second, can you see his mask?
You can just barely.
He's got the hood pulled down pretty far, so you can't really see his face or his mask.
Whoa! Look at this. That's awesome. Inferno Squad.
Man, that is.
What is his name?
Gideon
Haas.
Is it Dell?
Yeah. Good job, Paul.
So we got a Del Mico here.
Got a Del Mico here.
TX 11,000. That's a good number. That's how you know someone's probably been in the Legion for a few years, because I feel like all the cool numbers have sort of run out.
It sounds cool. 11,000.
It does, yeah.
They ran out of
I didn't even know there was an 11,000. That just sounds really cool.
All the cool kids have 4-digit numbers.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, all the old kids.
Yeah, he's like, well, I have a 3-digit number, so I'm cooler than you.
Good grief.
I wonder, is there like a TK 501 out there?
Probably. The only number I know that
let's see.
421. Albin said nobody can use 421.
Yep.
That
was too
like
late now anyway. You can't have 3-digit numbers.
Womp womp.
That's a beautiful looking costume.
Yeah, it's super sharp. Look at all of it, man. It's like even that blaster right there looks really nice.
Looks very menacing.
Oh man, all of them have that scope. That same scope.
And he's got bubble lenses in it.
Yeah, the bubble lenses.
Red bubble.
Heather's Iden kit came with bubble lenses. I mean, I think we pulled them out basically immediately. But I want to say that at the time when we did her approval, they were required, I think.
Yeah, he's got the bloody bubble lenses.
They look cool too. In the game, I think that they have like a mesh inside of them, and I don't remember if that's actually in the CRL or not. But at the time when we were making Heather's Iden, people were doing it.
He's wearing like a bulletproof vest.
It's a vest that has pouches. It's like a
the heavy garment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's like a tactical kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it.
And it's sort of got like a biker scout-esque belt on there too.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a triangle shaped buckle.
Yeah, I think
that's pretty cool.
Wayne, I think you've done the most research on a scout. Does that look like a scout belt?
It is. It's a scout belt, but you only have one. You don't have both of the drop boxes. You only have one. On the other side, there's a holster.
Yeah.
I see.
Nice. Well, congratulations, TX 11,000. Looks really good. Really good.
Great job.
Because he still wears that belt when he goes to the rebellion side.
Is this still considered special ops?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, JRS and Spec Ops split Inferno Squad. I went to JRS, and I think he went over here, but yeah.
Gotcha. All right, look, we got a bunch of Bunch of troopers.
Is that a Rebels trooper?
Galactic Center.
That is that's a Rebel Scout Trooper.
Cool.
You don't see a lot of those. I think there's
Is
there's like 3 people who have them, and I swear to God, they just sell the kits to different people like every year. So you'll see another person with a Rebel Scout Trooper. No one new has made the costume. The costume has just like found
been
another
passed down.
Yeah.
It's the one Scout Trooper costume.
Every Scout Trooper costume, every Rebel Scout Trooper costume you see, it's all one costume, just with multiple people wearing it.
See, I don't think that is a Rebels though.
The
Rebels, the face is longer.
The visor looks different.
It's the shape of the chest and the shoulder bells that give it away.
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
There's the lack of detail on the mouth breather part.
Yeah. Well,
okay. I go back to that picture real quick. One more. There you go. I can tell you, I'm pretty sure that Stormtrooper in the center is James, and the one next to him is his son Jared.
We have more.
Yeah, that's Jared. Jared,
I
can tell him a mile away because he always gets that down the.
Oh, like he's got a.
I am going to shoot you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's eyeballing you.
Yeah, he's got that down.
Yep.
It's kind of sinister. It's kind of everybody else is kind of looking like these 2 guys are like deer in the headlights. This guy, he's ready.
That dude in the back, I think that's a hero. Like we were talking about before, the dude in the back on the right side. I think that's a hero because you can tell the frown. The frown is smaller.
That might be the hero that we saw.
That could be.
There's not very many heroes.
This one right here?
Yeah.
It has to be because all I can say is from what I see, these 2 guys are definitely regular lenses. But I this is too far away and I can't tell. But
no, don't look at the lens. Look at the frown.
Look how small the frown is compared to the others.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's got one less tooth on either side, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's got one in the middle. No. They all have them in the middle.
Go further out. The heroes don't go as far out.
Oh man.
This is what happens when you spend way too many hours analyzing Stormtrooper pictures.
I mean, this is what we do.
You gotta do.
We know all these details.
You gotta know what you're trying to nail, I guess. So.
CRL.
Wait, are we still in pre-celebration times?
Yeah, that was. Now this is 3 weeks ago. So this is nice. April 20 or 19th.
That is a sharp officer right there. Look at that crisp uniform. Beautiful.
Yeah. And
I love a good officer.
He's got the demeanor too. Like he looks like I mean,
why does that look different? What is up with the flap on the shoulder?
It's a wampa wear. It's the way that they attach the shoulder, kind of in certain angles. It sort of looks like it pops out like that. It's because the material's so thick. A lot of back a few years ago, everyone was wearing Cosplay Sky, and Cosplay Sky uniforms are really thin, so they lay flat pretty well. But the wampa wear costumes are super thick, so they don't have as much give to them.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, ID 71396 on the approval of your Imperial Line officer.
You do not want to get on the
very good looking
bad side.
Yeah, looks good. Oh, very cool. Whoops.
Man, tonight has been the night of absolute S tier costumes. Look at that. S tier means good for you Gen Xers out there.
S tier.
You have your A, B, C, and D, but S is above A.
Right. We've got to do our own tier video of
that. They will all be S tier.
It would be God, that would probably be a 3 to 5 hour long podcast if we were to go through all the costumes.
Oh, you mean the actual CRLs and what are S tier? My S tier would be Darth Revan or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen the tier videos of every kind.
That would be fun. We should do like a tier list, like special episode where we just rank all the costumes.
That
Not
would take
all of
some
them,
work.
but maybe we can like.
No, everybody picks a favorite.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
That's what it is. But you got to pick out of all of them.
I think there's too many. Like, I think we'd have to narrow it down somehow. Like, if you went to clones, it's like, okay, do you want that?
No, yeah.
Stripe?
You would have to do a tier of each group for sure. A bounty hunter tier, and then you'll do
I see.
A special ops tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that's for another time and
Yeah.
another dimension, probably.
Yes.
To be honest.
But man, is that Axe Wolves or is that Death Watch?
No, it's Axe. It's Wolves. It looks really good.
Axe has the band of paint on his helmet.
I just noticed this. I've always noticed this little flap thing right here that comes from his chest piece and kind of covers his cod there, you know?
Yeah.
That's what all the new Mando suits have. That's on Din's suit has that, but it's gray. Yeah.
I've never been a huge fan of that detail, to be honest. That's probably my least favorite detail of these costumes because it just gives me like it reminds me of like a weird apron or something, and especially like and I noticed like in season 3 of Mandalorian, it's I don't know, it seems like if you're not like super thin, like it kind of like sticks out a little bit, and like I think Pedro put on a little bit of weight during season 3, and it just like looks a little weirder. So like, I mean, when you're like
you're insane.
Anyway, and also great. I think it's like a weird like foam type material.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, this is season 2 Axe Wolves because his chest plate changed in season 3.
What changed about it?
Well, you see here, he's got I guess they call this the post-imperial. It went to the standard Boba Jango type.
Oh, I think I did. I did see a few people with that style armor. I thought that was kind of interesting. I wonder what the deal is. Why they went sort of back to the original style.
Probably whatever was available.
Yeah.
Because, well, not to sidetrack too much. Katie Sackhoff was doing a whole bunch of interviews, and apparently this character was supposed to die in season 2. Like, they filmed a death scene for him, and then they cut it.
Huh.
So he's like, oh, well, we didn't use the scene, so is he alive or is he dead? And then he popped up in season 3, and they're like, okay, I guess he's alive.
That's funny.
And there he is. All right.
He was pretty cool in season 3, too. He had a lot to do.
Whoops.
Yeah, he definitely flew a ship.
Well, you know, he had more to do, I think, than in season 2. But we'll talk about that in our Mando episode.
Yeah. But we're gonna look at one more approval here.
Okay.
And you're talking about S tier. So we're gonna talk about one more approval, and then we're gonna move on to the top story. Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready?
Do it.
I'm ready.
Make it so.
The Wampa. This is another one of those costumes where there's only one of them, and then everyone just sells it to each other.
Oh, no way! Is this real? Is this really one of those? Do y'all recognize this guy?
I know for a fact that this one has been worn by like at least 2 other Garrison Tyrannus members.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been. I think at one point there were 3 Wampas in the entire Legion.
Yeah. It's one of those costumes like kind of like Chewie where you can't really wear it that long because you're on these gigantic stilts.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You're wearing like fur. I mean, you're under the weight. You're wearing a fur coat under a carpet.
Yeah, right. You're walking around with a sleeping bag all over your body. Try not to get hot. Dang.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
It looks great. It's like one of those where I mean, when you see a Wampa at a con, I've never seen one in person. I would love to see one in person, but like seeing a Wampa at a con, I think is like man, it'd just be wild. Magical. You would definitely be like, I think you might outcompete Vader for people who would want to take pictures with you.
Oh yeah. You want to see them both together. You want to see Vader fight one of these guys. That would be cool.
I wonder if the arm comes off.
Yeah, I would like to get a photo of me just, as a somebody enjoying the con, walking by and maybe breaking up a fight between the Wampa and Darth Vader. That would be a cool picture. But that's about it for the approvals. I mean, this is 2 weeks ago. So we're catching up. We're getting close. I don't think we'll ever run out.
Is this the latest approval, or are there more?
Oh, there are much more.
Really? So in 2 weeks?
One a day.
Hold on. Let me check and make sure that I'm not lying to you.
I feel like, do they only post them on Instagram? I feel like I don't see them on Facebook.
Okay, well, we've got 7 more.
Okay. That sounds like definitely great for next episode.
Yeah.
They go to both Instagram and Facebook. If you're not seeing them, it's because of the algorithm.
How many did we do today?
We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
So we'll do basically the same, and we'll probably have a couple more whenever we get to that point.
They put out approval photos faster than we put out shows. So
that's true. All right, let me get this right here. All right. And now we're gonna move on to the top story, but first I gotta share the sound, the audio. Yeah.
Press the button.
There's a button. There's a button, and here it is.
Maybe.
I don't know. Top story.
Excuse me, that's the wrong franchise.
I think I don't care.
Yeah. Gotta love that. All right. Top story. What's not the top story? It's
sand gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Season 3? I don't
know. Yeah. We've got a lot going on, but we're gonna talk about the recent May the 4th events, I guess. Yeah.
There's a bunch of troops.
I am so very tired. I'm so very, very tired.
You've been an ultimate trooper, Paul.
5 troops in 7 days.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that a record?
Probably not, but it's a lot.
It's up there.
Yeah, I guess the record would have been like we were doing all the movie premiere troops back in the day. I miss those. Those are the best.
Yeah. I do remember. I remember one of them. It was the Last Jedi.
Yeah, you get to come back for a full 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. No, wait, no, I was there. It was at the theater, Grandin. No, I didn't even wait. There was no there. You're right. I only came by for 5 minutes for the one in Blacksburg. Yeah, that's true. But Grandin, I got to stay for that one and watch the movie. It was fun. Who all was at the Grandin Theater for that?
I don't know.
I think I went to almost all of the ones that were at Grandin.
Okay, yeah.
I know I was at all of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, anyways, that was fun. Reminisce.
So
this year,
May the 4th, me and Paul started it off at 7 in the morning on the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very, very early morning. It was kind of a last minute decision for me. Thankfully, I was on vacation that week, and I was like, I need to get some rest. So I'll be glad when I go back to work.
Let's see. All right, I've actually got a picture of that. There we go.
Nice.
So there you guys are.
Before. No, that was that was this
year. Yeah.
That's JD, who owns Big Lick Comics and Big Lick Comic Con.
God bless him.
Reporter's name I don't remember. Katie something.
Katie Sackhoff.
We're really big fans.
We're not really news watchers, but we'll be on the news. I've been on the news. Who hasn't? Come on.
That's Wayne and his Sand Trooper and me and the TIE Pilot.
Dirtiest sand trooper you ever did see.
Yeah, it looks really, really good though. It looks like you really just stepped off of the out of the desert there. Looks good.
A recurring theme you'll find through all of these troops and photos is costume malfunctions and pieces falling apart.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh.
I know I have a story. What was the story from this one?
My backpack.
The backpack started falling apart, and then your the ammo belt on your thigh popped loose, didn't it?
Oh yeah, I still need to fix that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I'm putting on the shoe. I caught my leg on it and pulled it loose from the front.
Yeah. It's so fragile.
Wait, so what happened with the backpack?
One of the cup pieces fell off, and when we tried to put it back on, the part that it screws into was loose as well. So I gotta go in and glue the one piece so we could screw the one piece into it.
We did the first, because they told us like I heard be there by 6:30, so I got there first, and it was like 6:20 or something like that. I was like, it's stupid early in the morning
to be dressing up, right?
Yeah, they're like, well, we'll have you on at like 7:45.
Oh,
I was like, okay, so I just kind of did whatever, and then we did that, and like, well, do you guys want to do all 3 segments? So we ended up doing 7:45, 8:45, and 9:45. Was that what it was?
Oh my! You were there all morning.
Yeah.
So we
That's
basically
cool.
did the same bit 3 times.
And if
That's
I'd
hilarious.
known that, I'd have brought more armors, and I'd have been something different each time.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Next time you could totally bring at least 1 or 2 more, and then just in case you find that you're in the
Poor
same
Wayne
situation.
Couldn't sit down between. So we had 10 minutes of where we're actually doing stuff, and then we have an hour to kill before the next one.
Yeah. And so I was just standing there in armor for 4 hours.
Yeah. I could sit down because I just took the chest piece off, and I was like, okay, I can just sit down and chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after 2 times, I was like, this backpack's got to go.
Right.
And that's why I don't have a backpack.
I love it.
What a great start to your day.
I was traveling. Unfortunately, I was actually traveling for May the 4th, but hopefully, I will be in town hopefully next May the 4th. So I would love to do this next year.
Oh, next year. There we go.
Okay.
Hey, I might join you too.
Yeah, right.
Well, hey, maybe all 4 of us can go as the Squadcast. We won't say anything.
That would be cool.
We won't say anything, but we'll try to make it happen. I'm down for it.
That'd be so much
If
fun.
these 2 guys can go, why can't we, Evan?
That's true. That's half the Squadcast right there.
Yeah, it's true. It's half the Squadcast. So at least you guys did represent. I mean, all of the members were Squadcast members, but
I did think it was cool. I kind of did this intentionally. I don't know if Wayne did it intentionally. Between the different segments, we switched sides.
I did it intentionally, yes.
Okay. Because at one point the camera kind of zoomed in on JD's face, so you could see my helmet the first time up close, and then the second time was Wayne's helmet. So yeah, we both got to kind of get our close up.
Nice.
Yes. Way to go, guys. You
that would
found
definitely be my
your time to
profile
shine.
picture.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, let's see what else do we have here in this. Oh, hey, there you guys are in the back.
We stole one of their conference rooms.
Paul, you look very, very tired.
Yeah, you do.
I am.
Wayne looks a little more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but wait.
That's because Wayne got more sleep than Paul did. Remember, I showed up later.
You didn't stay up. Yeah. All right. Well,
that is a very sleepy Paul, who after the troop went home, changed, and crawled back into bed.
Stupid chest piece.
Yeah, man. You guys look great.
Hey, there's your Sandy.
Later that day.
Wait, this is the same day?
This is the same day. This is 11 hours later.
After you got your sleep.
Yeah.
You got your rest.
This was at the Bent Mountain Library. We did it. They wanted us to come out and do a little entertain the kids. They said they had like 50 people show up, which for them was like a new record. They said we beat Santa Claus. It was like, okay, cool. I'll take that.
Yes.
You guys nailed it with the lineup here. Holy crap.
That's what
it's one of the best.
Like,
this might be the ultimate lineup right here.
This is, if you need a trio of costumes, like this might be the trio.
Yeah, they talk about like the $1 million quartet. This is the $1 million
what's
what
the
is it?
Three tritet.
No, it's way more common of a
Triplet.
word than that. Yeah,
Wait,
it's
trio is the word
it's a trio. Yeah, it's way more common of a word than what we're looking for. Trio. But and I think you actually already said it. I think you said trio like 2 minutes ago.
Wow, I did say it.
But seriously, I think aren't these the 3 covers of the VHSs? No, Yoda's on one.
But that's Doug and his Boba Fett. That's Eric and his Vader. So it was good to see them again. And
what a lineup. I love it.
Yeah. It's a good looking crew right there.
It just screams OT.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, love it.
I think the next picture is from that event too.
All right, am I going in the right direction? Yeah. Hey.
Soka.
Yeah, they're one of the people.
Librarians?
I don't know exactly. She was one of the guests there. I don't know if she worked there or.
That's pretty cool.
But she was dressed as Ahsoka, and I think her husband may have put her up to it because she kept saying like, he always tells me where to put my lightsabers. Where to put my hand. So, it was cool that she was dressed up, and they had this little kind of spacey backdrop thing for pictures. That was cool.
Yes.
They had little.
What were her head tails made out of? Is that just like a little hat?
Probably stitched together. Yeah.
I couldn't quite tell.
It's probably not latex, Evan.
Well, I know that. That's why I was curious. Like, what is it? Maybe it's just like maybe it's one of those like knit hats or something.
Right. I think it has more detail than a knit hat. So I feel like the knit hats are kind of like they don't
have a lot of shape to them.
Well, it's just like it'd be different if like all of your clothes and maybe your skin was knitted too, but it's just it doesn't work. I can tell it's fake. It looks like a hat. This looks better than that. This doesn't look like a knitted hat.
Gunner hates things that are knit. This is news to me, but you know, I guess
hater.
It's got to be a hater about something.
I don't hate, but I do have a pet peeve over things that are made to look real but are knitted.
This sounds more like maybe like a fear of clowns or something.
Yeah,
you
maybe
have like a fear of like knit things coming to life.
Maybe I had a dream, a nightmare.
You had a dream that a ball of yarn came to life and attacked you.
Just like Indiana Jones running away from a giant ball of yarn. No.
Oh, hey, that's me.
I've ruined it. I'm gonna try that again.
At least I know that I'm the top of your algorithm with my post of winning. I got a new dog, by the way.
Yeah, you are. That's right. Yeah, Evan's got a new dog. You guys missed her at the beginning, but what a sweetheart. What
I guarantee you she's downstairs like sleeping away. She's only 7 weeks old.
Oh, so sweet. So sweet. All right, here we go. I got myself straight and we're back. We're back in business.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Moving right along. All right, here we go.
We are at the baseball game because we don't have any pictures of Free Comic Book Day because I didn't take them.
This is like a kind of a blurry photo here.
So this is, I guess, this is a few days later. Free Comic Book Day was earlier in the day, and then this was sort of in the late afternoon / early evening. So that's me there as Boba Fett. That's probably the worst picture of me. I know there's better pictures of me.
The costume looks great. Well, yeah, what is going on with your belt? Why is it sagging like that?
It's not sagging, actually. It got so I didn't have my dedicated handler, which is Heather. She's like the only one who knows how this damn thing goes together.
Who put it together?
She wasn't there, so we had to make something work. That belt should be quite a bit lower. If you go back to the picture of Doug, you can see how much lower his ammo belt is. It just happened. It says a lot.
All the pouches are supposed to be together in a line, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So I couldn't see what was going on, and there was a whole. Okay, so
from the way that's dipping, it makes it look like you're wearing the belt that they wear with the kilts.
It kind of does.
Yeah,
It does.
that's where it's at the front. That's where it should be all the way around. So it's actually like got hiked up somehow. But this was like the ultimate costume like mishap. So when I was getting dressed, the first thing that happened was we were trying to get my jetpack on, but the straps weren't properly tightened. So I had to completely like take all like half my armor off so that they could retighten my straps and then put it all back on. And then as I was like pretty much I was like getting ready to pick my helmet up, my gauntlet, which is the one that you can see on here, my left gauntlet with the rocket on top. On the other side that you can see, there's a flamethrower. There was a flamethrower, and it sort of extends along the side of your hand, which is the worst design ever because it's these teeny tiny little thin rods. That's why they changed it for Return of the Jedi, and I know why, because the damn things will catch on anything and break into a million tiny pieces. So I got the gauntlet, and I'm like lifting my hand up to grab the helmet, and the gauntlet catches on the end of the table. The flamethrower tips, and the whole thing just explodes into a million pieces. So I had to go without the flamethrower. But thankfully, you can't like the way that I hold my arms, you don't really see it that well. But yeah, so the flamethrower was completely destroyed. I have to remake it. The jetpack harness was an absolute disaster. I noticed there was a huge rip as I was putting my my flak vest on. There was a huge rip in the back of it. So that's gonna have to be repaired. Let's see what else. I think those were all the major issues that I was having. But
it's pretty major.
Man, it was just one thing after the other. So Boba Fett is unfortunately out of commission for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this was the troop where everybody's armor was having problems.
Yeah. Paul, you were almost as bad as I was. I don't think you broke anything, but
no, it's just I didn't share it in any of these pictures, but I was wearing my Rex, and apparently I've put on a couple pounds since I built the Rex. The ab section kept popping in the back. I kept popping the Velcro, and so yeah, it wasn't fitting right, and it was causing everything else to not fit right. So
yeah,
and then the helmet is a tight fit on my head to begin with, and I realized, oh, I can't see anything.
All right, moving on.
Yes. Hey,
there's Rex.
Speaking of Rex,
it looked great though. Like you couldn't tell there was anything wrong with it if you didn't know.
And that must be Devin.
Yep.
That is Devin in his Death Trooper.
Our boy Devin.
I was trying to help him get dressed, but I'm like, oh, I don't know how any of these pieces go together.
Right? Yeah, it's so unfamiliar, that whole
he also doesn't know how it goes together because I was helping him. Well, I think it was the St. Patrick's Day parade last year. It was
last year, yep.
Yeah, and he was trying to get dressed. I can't believe he's been in for over a year. That's weird to think about. Like
it flew. This past year flew, and we didn't do as many. We didn't do as much last
That kind of freaks me out to think about. Anyway, wow, aging and slowly getting closer to death. Speaking of death, the Death
always.
Trooper. So I was helping him out at the St. Patrick's Day parade, and he was like, "Yeah, John knew how this thing goes together, but I don't." I was like, "What the hell do you want me to
do?" Is it Jason?
Yes, Jason and his Tusken.
The only one who didn't have a costume mishap, although I think there was an issue with one of his fins on his gaffy stick.
Yeah. Well, I take it back. Ryan and his Kylo, as far as I know, had no issues.
The only issue that I think he wanted to use my lightsaber, but he couldn't get his belt hanger out of the clip, so he couldn't use my lightsaber because you can't have a lightsaber in your hand and another one on your hip.
He couldn't get the hilt out?
Yeah, he couldn't get his hilt out.
That's no good.
I know. It's too bad.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Hey, look at this.
Okay, so this is the whole jetpack fiasco. I had Ryan and the Kylo who was behind me, and then Jason and the Tusken. They both were helping me get dressed, and it's just a mess.
In between them helping Evan, I'm like, "Can you Velcro up my back?" And then I would immediately pop it, and so I would do Justin, and then somebody else would do it and immediately pop it. I'm like, "Okay, this is terrible."
Oh God!
See if it does that with me. When you help me with the sides on the chest and back, if I pop it more than 2 times, the third time I ask, if you'll remember, I was asked, hold on, I just choked.
I thought that was
start off with, Trina, help me with this slide. Apparently, I'm too large.
As we were wrapping up, Brian's like, "I'm hungry. I want some food." So we literally in costume as Kylo gets in line to buy food. So I was like, I wrapped up early because I was like, okay, I'm done. The initial rush of people that come in the gates, I was like, okay, that rush has stopped. I'm gonna go change. I'll just handle for everybody else until we're done.
So did we say this is the Salem Red Sox game? I don't remember if we said that for sure.
We may have skipped over that part.
We did not. Yeah, we just dove right in.
So this was so Salem Red Sox does a Star Wars Day like once or twice a year. Yeah, so it was at the Salem Red Sox Stadium, and there were so many people. It was crazy because like the last 2 times we've done it, it hasn't been super well attended. I want to say it's been pretty light. This time, good Lord, there were so many people, and the kids. I don't know what they fed those kids, but they were nuts.
Kids were monsters. They were obnoxious. Yes. Boogers.
I was in my most fragile costume, which was probably a terrible mistake. And kids, I felt a couple of kids like touch my jetpack, which is like not even in the best of times. It's like it always makes me nervous about how it's secured, just the way that it is. Yeah, not yeah.
And I was wearing my helmet with the worst visibility.
My visibility wasn't terrible, but I did as we'll do, I did bowl over a kid, so it happens.
I think I smacked a kid.
This is a pretty majestic photo.
Yeah, I was so there's a very famous picture of Doug and his Boba Fett in the same spot. So he was like, somebody's got to get a picture of Boba Fett in the spot. So I did. I got there. And Paul took the picture.
Carrying on the torch, Boba. Carry that torch.
Yep.
Or that.
We waited for ages for the elevator, though. That thing was messed up.
All right. Hey, Salem Red Sox. Look at those cool noodles.
There's this little backdrop thing off to the side.
Yeah.
So we walked by it, and I got Devin. I was like, okay, you have to stand here and get a photo.
Yeah.
Looks good. Hey.
Yeah, this is sort of like Devin kind of took a candid shot of me, like I was just standing there, and I was like, oh, you gonna take a picture of me? And he was like, oh, I already did, and I was like, oh, great. That's why my head looks weird.
You look like you're looking at your blaster, like, oh.
Or at this looks like someone's trying to perform a sleight of hand trick in your phone.
There was a bunch of kids passing by, so I was like, oh, let's just move on.
You're like, I don't want to take all the fun.
Wanting autographs.
All right, I guess that's it. I think that's it. We're to the dog gif.
I had a bunch more pictures of my Boba Fett, but I didn't want to steal the show. But my dad was there with his like really super fancy camera, and he took a couple pictures of me in my Boba Fett.
We didn't get a good group photo because the only person we had as a handler was Jason's daughter, and she's 13. So.
Okay,
better than nothing.
I sent 3 more pictures of my Boba Fett because I got to do it justice. I think even though I had issues, right. I think it did look pretty good that day.
I'm on it.
Minus the ammo pouch apparently and my busted flamethrower.
Yeah, so we had armor problems at the TV show. We had armor problems at the baseball game.
Were any armor problems at Bent Mountain?
I think the only problems we had is Doug and Eric hadn't worn their stuff in a while, so it was kind of like, oh, I have to remember how this all goes together.
All right, there you go, Evan.
Yes, that's the
think
majestic.
about how cool that would look if you.
That is more majestic. I can actually see your neck seal. Hey, got the proper hand placement, looking good.
Gauntlets a little. Yeah,
all
there
right.
you go. That's a nice shot of
your gauntlet splitting apart on that last photo.
Yeah. So okay. So the way that I constructed my gauntlets, I went the lazy route. I didn't want to do anything with hinges, so I have it attached with elastic. And so the idea was the elastic will stretch. I can stretch my hand, like push my hand into it, But unfortunately, over time, because that rocket is all metal, I think it's sort of stretched the elastic out, so doesn't work super well, and the gauntlet is a little bit too big anyway. So I mean, this costume has a whole mess of problems. Like I really should probably like honestly, I should probably redo the gauntlets, which I'm not going to do. I would like to redo how the jetpack mounts, which is not going to happen. Those are probably the two biggest offenders.
Very offensive.
At least you need to do something with the jetpack harness because that thing's confusing.
There's what I need to do is I need to actually maybe during an armor party or something, we can sit down and get everything, all the straps perfectly placed. And then what I want to do is I want to sew the straps in place. That's the problem, is they're not sewn in place. They're just they go through a tri-glide, and the tri-glide kind of holds them loose, but over time everything just starts to slip. So that's what I really like to do.
Yeah. Armor party, what's that?
All right.
That was all of our fun troops.
I think that's it.
Free Comic Book Day was fun.
Yes.
If we hadn't had the baseball game the same day, I really would have liked to have hit both stores in Roanoke. But unfortunately, with the game, we could only pick one. So I feel bad that we couldn't get to both.
Maybe next year.
The Big Lick store was crowded, though. It was so crowded. I was like, I wore my Sand Trooper, and I was like, it's too crowded for me to walk around the store. So I just picked a spot that had very little traffic, and I was like, I'm just gonna stand here.
I was basing when I did my paint job on my Sand Trooper, I was kind of basing mine off of course, the movie, but how dirty your last one was.
Yeah.
So I do mine up, you get your new one, and you do it. And it looks like you're working a desk job. I can't stand anywhere near you in my Sand Trooper.
Well, when I did mine, I realized I probably overdid it a little bit when I did my first one. And because I went back to the movies and I'm like, they're not that dirty. They're dirty, but they're not that dirty. So I did it lighter on this one.
I mean, it's just sand. It's not like sand is super sticky. Like a mud trooper, that makes more sense to be very filthy.
Yeah.
Well, I was still in clone mode at that point. I had just finished dirtying up the clone, and so I was still in that mode.
That
I don't know. I think it turned out okay.
I love it. I think it's gorgeous.
It looks fine.
Oh, it looks really good. I think honestly, and I this is just from my own research and whatnot. Why does it keep pausing on me doing the dumbest things? Oh well.
That's the greatest thing
right there.
ever.
Let's see if I can. Yeah, there we go. See if I can jam it up again. How you like them pearly whites? There we go.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna keep a straight face from now on. Anyways, I don't even know what I was about to say, but I do. I've noticed that you watch TV and stuff, and you kind of notice, but you don't really notice. But when you look at behind the scenes, or you go to a museum and you see actual costumes or parts, you realize they are exaggerated their dirt and filth and stuff. And I guess it's because it comes up better on camera.
Yeah.
But I think the same goes for the costumes, because people are going to see them with their own eyes, but more people are going to see the photos that are going to be taken of it. So I think, the more dirty, the better.
You're saying is, Paul, dirty your armor.
Yeah, exactly.
You look too clean.
Quit, walking on eggshells, man.
I went heavy dirty on Rex, because Rex is very dirty. Even for
Rex is really dirty. He looks great. Yeah, no, and the Sand Trooper looks great too. Everybody does a great job. That's the beauty of it. You could have been out in the desert for maybe one day, or you could have a costume where you've been out there. You've been stranded out there. You don't know.
I got the orange pauldron and no backpack. I'm clearly the one in charge.
Yeah. I love that orange pauldron. I do.
It's cool.
It's classic.
I prefer the white one, because then when you dirty it up, it just blends in.
The white one looks really good too. They all look good, man. All right. Well, guys, is there anything else we can think of that we can recall from our May the 4th extravaganzas?
I'm closer to death than any of y'all. I can't recall a lot.
Well, I was not able to
Paul, I didn't even realize it. Sorry.
That's fine. I just said it was a whirlwind of stuff. And I'm glad I got to wear all my costumes got used.
That sounds like the goal.
Yep, that's true.
Wait, Paul, do you only have 3?
3 approved? Yes. Well, technically, I have the X-Wing pilot as well, but the X-Wing pilot didn't get used.
I probably need to downgrade. I have a lot.
Yeah, well, on that note, I guess we better cue the music. Actually, gotta get back on here. Yes. Yep, and there you go. Outro. All right, thank you guys for watching another episode. If you want to look us up, 501st.com, you can schedule us to do an event like the Salem Red Sox game.
No weddings.
For example. Please, no weddings. Actually, it's not a please, just no weddings.
No birthdays, no weddings.
I'm guessing the only way there would be a wedding is if they were members. But even then, I doubt you guys would be up for that. But
screw you.
Check out the approvals on our Instagram page, Garrison Tyrannus. That's all of the approvals for the Virginia 501st Legion. So if you guys want to keep up with that, subscribe or follow the Instagram and keep watching us on YouTube.
Do the thing that makes the pictures appear.
Do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little box. Whoa. Invisible. There you go. The box with the fruit on it. Use it. Find us. You know where to find us.
Are we going to talk about Mando next time, finally?
I think maybe we can talk about Mando next time. What do you guys think? How does that sound? All right.
We can talk about Bad Batch too, but we can save that for another episode.
Yeah. It's all so good. It's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're back. We're actually recording like every other week now, so we're going to keep it up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.